All right, my Sagittarius friends, how are you today? Aaron here bringing your monthly horoscope for October of 2020. We have got a jam-packed month with so much life-changing energy going on. Life-changing energy. Okay, we must be willing to surrender. We must be willing to do the shadow work in order for us to achieve and manifest the dreams, the life that we've been trying to create. All right. Now, we've got Mars retrograde in your 5th house. We've got Mercury's going to retrograde in your 12th house. Okay? And part of this journey this month is doing the shadow work. Part of this journey this month is going with the flow of things. Part of this journey is not having a preconceived notion of something negative before something happens. Part of this journey is looking at things that are negative in positive light. Okay? There's a silver lining to everything, and everything is happening for you, not against you, and not to you. Okay, this is very powerful. A little message that came through that, specifically with the Mars retrograde and just the planetary alignments in general, that nothing is happening fast. Okay, nothing is happening slow. All is well. All is perfect as long as I stay in my lane and surrender to the flow. Okay, we must stay in our lanes this month, my Sagittarius friends. We're not trying to change the world. We're not trying to change anybody else. We're not trying to change outcomes, trying to change circumstances. The only thing that we can change is ourselves. Okay? And with Mars retrograde, our planet of action, here in your 5th house in Aries, this is about ego. This is about a representation of our ego self, our own creative expression. It's taking a break, taking a rest. Okay? We're going to have Mercury retrograde in your 12th house. All right? This is about karmic completions and endings. This is about shadow work, going into the shadow of our own minds, understanding our own karmic debt, our karmic cobwebs, our quantum entanglements that we've created over the time that we've been alive and our past lives, okay? And it's taking a look and a focus at these things to free ourselves of whatever need that we have to prove anything to anyone, all right? So let's get into it. We've got a full moon here on the 1st, today at 5:06 p.m. 5:06 p.m., the sun in your 11th house. This is you shining your light on the community. Okay, this is you being the awesome philosopher that you are, the wise person of the zodiac, the adventurous, free spirit that you are. Okay, adding your light and balance into the community. Okay, you're showing up and you're doing your job. This is beautiful. We've got the moon here. It's going to happen at 5:06 p.m. The moon is going to conjunct Chiron. This is about healing, okay? And there's an emotional need to heal. Emotional need to see my relationship in the community. An emotional need to see my ego in the community, okay? And while Mars is retrograde, this is saying I can take a back seat. I don't have to be the star of the show. I don't have to show everyone that I am the wise guru. This is allowing them to be, okay? This is an interesting perspective. It's an interesting alignment going on for you, because there's no question you are the wise philosopher. You are a very educated and free-spirited and traveling person that has a lot to share with the community, okay? And this is saying, I can allow others. I can give space and freedom to others to be themselves, okay? And shine a light on that. This Mars retrograde is very, very powerful for all of us, and very powerful in this 5th house placement for you this month, okay? So we've got that full moon here on the 1st at 5:06 p.m. Then on the 2nd, okay, we've got Venus moving out of the 9th house, which is about that wisdom, about higher learning and higher education and valuing travel and valuing knowledge, moving into your 10th house. Okay, Venus moving into the 10th house is awesome. This is about money. This is about career. Venus is about money, the money planet, and what we value, our relationships with things and other people, moving into the place of career and business and how you're seen to the social world, how you're seen professionally, okay? And it's interesting how this plays out. Now, I by no means am I picking on you when I say this. By no means, because everybody has their things. There can be this know-it-all energy, Okay, that goes along with the Sagittarian Jupiter, King Jupiter. I know I've done the work, I've traveled, I've been here, I went there, I took a picture, I got a t-shirt, I came back, I brought some coffee, here, you want some? You know, and there can be this sense of like, all right, Mr. Know-it-all, Mrs. Know-it-all, you know, and with this full moon on the 1st and Mars retrograde here, is knowing when to tuck the ego back, when to tuck in that part of our personality. And it's not just a Sagittarius thing, okay? We all have that parts of ourselves, you know, we all have that part in us, okay? So again, I'm not picking on you. I'm just highlighting, and if this resonates with you, you know this is you, or this has something, you know, either way. So Venus entering the 10th house is how people view you. You know, when there's a sense of the very wise and knowledgeable person, which you are, taking a back seat in a sense to allow the community to flourish. Okay, you don't do everything yourself. It's just like the best bosses are delegators. They know how to empower people and put them in the right positions, right? So this isn't like, if I'm, you know, the energy is like, if you want it done right, you got to do it yourself. No. This isn't that energy. You know, this is shifting. This energy is shifting to where it's just like you're empowering other people, and that empowerment through other people, and with how you are transforming your personal self, and with this Mars retrograde in your 5th house, transforming your personality and your creative expression back into the world, into the community, people are going to start to see you differently and value you in a different way, okay, in a very positive way, and really see the value that you offer. And again, when you bring that empowerment to others, instead of saying, I have to do everything myself because I'm the only one that's well researched and well rehearsed and knows how to do this, it's a whole new chapter of life is going to begin to open up, okay? I can't express how positive this month is for all the positive, how positive this month is, okay, for the manifestation of our dreams into this physical reality, okay? This month into November is really, really strong, so I'm going to get there in just a moment here. I want to go day by day. Oh, we're there. Okay. On the 8th, okay? On the 8th, this is when the money starts to happen. The 3rd and final time this year, Saturn is going to septile to Neptune. Saturn is the laws and the physical reality, okay? The gatekeeper. This is our physical reality, the 3rd dimension. Neptune is the dreams and everything non-physical, our creativity, our passions and ambitions, and everything that deals with the non-physical, the spiritual world, okay? So we have the spiritual world and the manifestation of physical reality coming together, creativity and dreams manifesting it here now, okay? Creating that septile, a fate and destined connection. And you see here, Uranus has been making that fate and destined connection, okay? So this is about the services that you provide to other people, okay? In a radical breakthrough way. And we see here, the septile from Uranus to Saturn. Okay, now generally, these are two planets that see things very differently. Saturn wants to create borders. Saturn wants boundaries. Saturn wants the brick immovable wall. Uranus is the release of pressure. Saturn brings pressure. Uranus is the wrecking ball. Okay, now when we have the wrecking ball and the wall that's the immovable wall and the unstoppable force playing a part together in a harmonious way, both aligning septiles to our dreams and our dreams and our creativity. Okay, and this is here in the 4th house, so this is embodying it and bringing this home to yourself, to your relationship with yourself, to relationship with your family, to the relationship with nature. Okay, the services that you're providing allow breakthroughs in finances, okay? Now this connection will happen here, and again, and that could be, you know, maybe there's a dream home, maybe you're moving, okay? Maybe these services that you're providing and how others are seeing you in this leadership role up here, Venus in the 10th house of career and public image. Maybe there's opening some new doorways for you for career. A bunch of money's coming in. Maybe you're buying a new house, or you're finally getting some, you know, the things that you want to manifest are truly coming into manifestation, okay? This is extremely potent and powerful. Uranus, okay, takes 84 years to go around, Neptune takes 176 years. Saturn takes 30 years. For all three of these, earth, water, earth, okay? This is the rebellious planet creating change in a very traditional sign that doesn't want change. Neptune home in Pisces, Saturn home, okay? So these two are unfiltered by other influences, where Uranus rules Aquarius, the rebellious, the radical thinking, okay? The visionary. So you're a visionary and it comes to the services that you're providing. And by being a visionary, you're allowing a lot of finances and stable money to come into your life. Okay? And this is certainly going to affect your home and family life to where you are living the life of your dreams. Okay? But that comes with the shadow work. And this is all done in the 12th house. This is behind the scenes kind of energy. Okay? On the 13th, Mercury is going to retrograde here in the 12th house. This is a positive thing. We're revisiting, we're revaluing, we're rethinking our karmic communication, our karmic relationships with other people. Okay? When the ego is put to rest here and we want to justify why we did these actions, why we spoke these words, why we did these things. The North Node's in Gemini. 7th house is about partnerships. It's about relationships with everyone. Relationships with everybody else. Okay? When we reevaluate our own communication, our own actions, we realize again, where was the ego out of line? Where was the ego out of line that I was actually the one that did damage to these things? North Node's here in Gemini. We have to look at the possibility that we were the ones that did something. We have to look at the possibility that we are wrong. Okay? And putting the ego to rest right now, putting our mind to rest of my way is the right way of thinking. My way of doing was the right way of doing, and the other needed to join my thing. You know, by both of these, sleeping giants right now. And look, Mars rules Aries and Scorpio. Okay? Pluto is the higher octave of Mars. Mars is about action. Pluto is about active transformation, right? So we have active transformation. Pluto is going to be direct, okay? So we have two planets that work with Scorpio energy sleeping. And the one, because Mercury's in Scorpio, okay? And Mars is sleeping here in Aries, the ego, self. These deep shadow work, the deep shadow, the thoughts, all of these things, in the 12th house, this is, endings. So Pluto here in the 2nd house is saying we're going to allow this transformation to really kick in. And when we do put that to rest, when we do look at things in the perspective that nothing happens against me, that things happen for me, nothing's happening to me, the universe is opening and closing doors and opening doors to put me on the path of where I need to go. Okay, and we can look at in certain situations and where could we have been wrong. This is the part of the shadow work that's very important while Mercury is retrograde here, and especially because it's in your 12th house. Okay, that means there's a lot of quantum entanglements, karmic clusters that need to be freed up, and they need to be freed up with honest, vulnerable communication. This isn't about ego saying yeah, but. Okay, and if we're saying yeah, but you, we're missing it. Okay? We have to be willing to go to that space of vulnerability. We have to be open. When we do the shadow work, this is when everything magic is going to begin to happen. This is when this manifestation stuff really picks up and changes our lives and transforms our lives. And then the money flows in, the acts of service flow. Okay? All these other things align. Okay? On the 22nd, the sun is going to enter your 12th house of Scorpio, shining its light, furthering the shadow work that's going to be continued, that's going to be going on here, okay? And on the 25th, Mercury and the sun are going to conjunct at 2 degrees of Scorpio, okay? Which is really powerful for you because this is going to create a septile here to the south node in your 1st house. 1st house is about self, ego self, okay? That Mars, Aries energy, ego self. So when we have the sun and Mercury conjunct in the shadow sign of Scorpio, the depths of vulnerability, the depths of our desires, the depths of, the mystery, the veil, these deep-rooted passions, okay? We have this conjunction happening here, shining its light. It's going to create a septile here to the south node, releasing this part of ego self, okay, which Mars is already starting to do here in your 5th house, which Chiron is doing here in your 5th house, healing part of the ego, okay? And Sun-Mercury conjunction will septile the south node. Sun-Mercury conjunction will septile Chiron here in your personality, in your 5th house. And Chiron is septile. It is right now and will continue to septile to the south node, okay? This is a great release. This is a great release in changing on our personalities and changing and allowing things to unfold, putting the ego at rest, putting the ego at bay, okay? Opening up, being vulnerable, clearing the karmic baggage that we've been building up for a long time, okay? Venus is going to be in your 10th house there until the 27th, okay? Then Venus is going to move into your 11th house, about the community. At the same day, Mercury is also going to retrograde back into the 11th house. So this is highlighting and shining with value in other people, value in the relationships of the community, okay? And this is in Libra, okay? Valuing the balance of my relationships with other, balancing vulnerable communication, open communication, not too hot, not too cold, but even keeled. Balance, balance, balance. Balancing that which I value, all right? Very, very important. Very important. All of this energy is playing for you, not against you. And as long as we're willing to surrender, to go with that flow, to not try to change anybody else, but to stay in our own lanes, okay, this is when the magic happens. And finally, in your 12th house, we're going to have a full moon, okay, highlighting the moon here in your 6th house. And again, this is going to highlight further more about this, the shadow. Okay, the sun's going to be shining in the shadow and illuminating your work and services, okay, and what you're doing in a radical, an emotional need, fully illuminated emotional need here on Halloween, a need for radical, breakthrough, revolutionary way to be of service to humanity, okay? It's so important and it's so cool for you, my Sagittarius friends, that this Uranus movement through Taurus is in your 6th house. Because I've been saying since it's been there, that it's the radical thinkers, it's the radical people that are finding radical new ways to offer services to this world are the ones that are going to forge ahead. Those that are stuck in the past, that are stuck, they still want carrier pigeons and they never went to, mail carriers, and the mail carriers that never went to email, those people that are stuck in these old traditional ways of working, old traditional ways of thinking, old traditional ways of, this is how I get here to here to here. This is, there's no reinventing the wheel. This is reinventing the wheel, okay? And this is reinventing a brand new wheel and being of service that's going to blow people's minds, okay? And again, I'm not picking on you when I talk about the ego stuff. It's just something that pops out very largely in the chart. And we're all dealing with it. We're all dealing with shadow in different ways in our lives right now. And in a certain sense, whatever, you're coming out to shining again. And it's in a certain sense taking a back seat, but a front seat in your life of transforming your life. But not the driver's seat in the sense of the community. It's allowing everyone to play their part, everyone to play their role, and you playing your role, okay? And that's the beauty of Venus and Mercury both entering the 11th house while the sun is in your 12th house. So they're all going to, flip-flop, okay? So this is all energy that's happening for you. This is all for you to get you up and where you need to go, to allow you to manifest the life of your dreams, to allow you to manifest the home of your dreams, the partner of your dreams, to enrich the partnerships that you already have with the North Node there in Gemini, saying move forward in this direction, move forward with partnerships, move forward with creating this path together, okay? Now, we're all moving forward, but we're not moving fast. We're not moving slow. Everything is perfect as long as I stay in my lane and surrender to the flow. My friends, if you want a personal reading from me during all of this crazy shadow work stuff that's going on, my email is below in the description box. Please feel free to reach out. There's a lot of good energy coming up, and what seeds are planted here in October are going to come to fruition and beauty and blossoming in November. All right, so I wish you a beautiful day today and tomorrow. Have a happy full moon, and we'll see you tomorrow for the dailies if you join along. As always, appreciated. We'll see you then.